phones, Babylons can't crack the code.
When you think of some of the top programs in college football, one of the first teams that might pop up in your head is Clemson. Rightfully so as well. They've won national championships recently. They've had some of the top college football quarterbacks recently. They've been to the playoffs since 2015 every single season, and they've been going to the national championship game quite a bit. But what if I told you they've not always been this way? In today's video, guys, this is B. Kelly back again with another banger video. And in today's video, y'all, I'm going to be talking about the rise of Clemson football. To start off this video, I'm going to be talking about Clemson's last head coach from 1999 to 2008 in Tommy Bowden. Now, Tommy Bowden's best season as the head coach of the Clemson Tigers was a 9-4 season in the 2007 college football season. In his career, he had a record of 72-45 while at Clemson, which equates to a 61.5% win percentage. He went to 8 bowl games, going 3-5 in those 8 games, and he did coach in 6 games in 2008 before ultimately resigning. After Bowden resigned 6 games into the season, they would hire wide receiver coach Dabo Swinney. Now, Dabo Swinney had a really good track record with Clemson, as he was one of the top recruiters in the country, and he had some very good wide receiver production from the people that he had his focus on the most. This would be a very, very tough task for a young Dabo Swinney as the head coach of Clemson, as this Clemson squad had a lot of hype going into the 2008 season, as they were ranked as the 9th best team in the country heading in, but after a 3-3 start, they were looking very disappointing. For the rest of the season under Dabo Swinney, Clemson would go 4-3 under him, including a loss in the Gator Bowl, to finish with a record of 7-6. In Dabo Swinney's first full season as the head coach of Clemson in the 2009 college football season, they had a pretty good season as they went 9-5, including a Music City Bowl win. But in Dabo Swinney's second full season as the head coach of Clemson in 2010, things would take a step back. As in this season, they went 6-7, and there was a lot of smoke going through the air that Dabo Swinney's time as the head coach of Clemson might be coming to an end, especially after a season where they regressed a lot, and they had a very bad loss to South Carolina, even a loss in the Meineke Car Care Bowl. He would, however, not be canned. He would be given another opportunity, and with this other opportunity that he was given, he would hire a very up-and-coming offensive coordinator by the name of Chad Morris. Chad Morris might have been at Clemson for a very short time, from 2011 to 2014, but he was very influential as he brought a very high-tempo paced offense that would help many young players in that system succeed, such as receivers and quarterbacks, and really put a lot of people's names on the map at Clemson, and not only that, bring a lot of attention to the offense of Clemson. He was also the guy who landed one of the best Clemson quarterbacks in school history, if not the best, in Deshaun Watson. In the 2011 college football season, Clemson's team improved vastly, especially on the offense side of the ball, as quarterback Taj Boyd really broke out. As in this season, he completed 60% of his passes, threw for 3,828 yards, 33 touchdowns, and only 12 interceptions, as well as 5 touchdowns on the ground. Now, Clemson's offense ranked as a top 25 offense as it averaged 33.6 points per game, and Clemson was really looking up. Although the offense improved drastically from the last season, the defense was another story. The defense was not very good, as the defense ranks as the 81st best defense in the nation out of 120 FBS teams. And they even had an extremely bad game in the Orange Bowl versus West Virginia, where they lost 70-33. Imagine getting 70 dropped on your head in a New Year's Six Bowl. Clemson had to address the defensive side of the ball, and that's just what they did by hiring a new defensive coordinator by the name of Brent Venables. The thing is, Brent Venables from the University of Oklahoma was actually testing the waters to see what was out there for him in the market after the 2011 season, and he was actually hesitant to leave Oklahoma, especially if you know him today. He hasn't even left Clemson yet since he's got the job there, but he was scolded by his wife, and he would actually eventually take Clemson's job, and ever since then, Clemson's defense has been continuing to get better and better each season, and they've been ranking as a top defense literally since he's been hired. In 2012, with both now Venables and Morris, Clemson had a very good season and their best season so far under the Dabo era at that time. In 2012, they went 11-2, including a Chick-fil-A Bowl victory. 2013 would be nearly the same, as they went 11-2 yet again, and they ended up winning the Orange Bowl in this year, except the only difference from this year and this past year was that this time they finished in the top 10, finishing number 8, and their AP high was number 3. But 2013 would mark an end of an era, as this was officially the end of the Boyd era at quarterback, and 2014 would begin the era of Deshaun Watson. In 2014, Clemson would end up going 10-3 to start off the real beginning of the Deshaun Watson era, but Deshaun Watson would only play in 8 games this season as he went down with a season-ending injury. But they had one of the top defenses in the nation, as they had a top 5 defense. Their offense wasn't as good as the season prior, but that was expected. They ranked as the 53rd best offense, but they were still a pretty good offense, to say the least. And in the Russell Athletic Bowl, they dominated Oklahoma with a 40-6 bowl game victory. 2015. Yup, 2015. This was a huge season for Clemson, as they went 14-1 and made it to the national championship game, and even won a playoff game in round 1 versus the Oklahoma Sooners in the Orange Bowl. This was a very big season for Deshaun Watson and both sides of the ball, as honestly this really kickstarts the whole Clemson being considered as a top program in college football. Since making their first ever playoff berth in 2015, Clemson has not missed any since then. In 2016, Clemson would end up going 14-1, including the national championship title victory over Alabama with the score of 35-31, the first one in the Sweeney era and the second one in school history. This year would also mark the end of the Deshaun Watson era. In 2017, they started off the very short, but it was a very successful season for Clemson overall, the Kelly Bryant era. In this season, they went 12-2, but they were bounced out round 1 in the playoffs. In 2018, they would end up winning the national championship yet again, as it would be Kelly Bryant as the original starter to start off the season, but he would enter the portal after the first few games. Then it was officially the start of the Trevor Lawrence era. As I said, they went 15-0 and they won their 3rd national championship title in school history and the 2nd in the Dabo Swinney era after a dominating, and I mean dominating, victory over the Alabama Crimson Tide with a 44-18 victory. The next 2 seasons in the Trevor Lawrence era as the quarterback in 2019 and 2020 were both very good, going in 2019 14-1, going to the national championship game, but this time losing in 2020, going 10-2 but winning the ACC championship game, and going to the playoffs yet again, but losing round 1 to a very good Ohio State squad. 2021 will start off a new era for quarterbacks at Clemson, as they'll be starting off the DJ Uiagalelei era. But now, to close off this video, let's go back to Dabo Swinney. Now, Dabo Swinney, since he became the head coach of Clemson during the 2008 college football season, he has a record of 140-33, winning 81% of his games since he started becoming the head coach of Clemson. He has gone to 17 bowl games, including playoff games, and he is 10-7, and he has gone to a total of 4 national title games and 6 straight playoff games. He also has 7 ACC championships under his belt as well, and he's won every ACC title since 2015. Dabo Swinney, as the head coach of Clemson, has been a very good recruiter as well, but this has been known since he was just a wide receiver coach at Clemson at the start of his time there. I mean, he has brought in 5 top 10 classes while he's been the head coach of Clemson. And not only that, Clemson develops talent on both sides of the ball, from walk-ons all the way to 5-star recruits, and that's a very, very big reason why they have become a top team in college football. Yes, There is the coaching, but you have to develop the players. You have to have more than just the coaching. But if you do all of it all together, the coaching, the game planning, all the play in the games and the developing of the players, you're going to be a top team no matter what. And that's exactly what Clemson is. And I do not see them not being a top team anytime soon at the pace they're going right now. Well guys, now that I'm at the end of my video, I would like to see y'all leave your comments down below about how you guys like this video. And if you would like to see more videos like this where I talk about the rise of some teams or the fall of some teams. And before you head out, remember to smash that like button, turn on them post notifications, and subscribe for more videos. B. Kelly out.